Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. My name is Utsaf Parekh and here are the top stories of the day. Vladimir Putin has won Russia's presidential election and a fifth term in power. The chair of the Central Election Commission in Moscow said that Putin won a record 88% of the votes. This is reportedly the highest victory margin in Russia's post-Soviet history. With this new term, Putin is set to overtake Joseph Stalin and becomes Russia's longest-serving leader in the modern age. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky criticized the Russian elections. Zelensky said that the elections were a complete setup and that there is no legitimacy to them. Zelensky accused Putin of being power-hungry and said that the Russian president is doing everything to rule forever. Russian Defence Minister Sergei Shoigu visited the Black Sea Fleet's command center yesterday. During the visit, he ordered the fleet to strengthen the protection of its facilities. He has also asked the Navy to conduct regular drills to prepare themselves against attacks on their ships. This comes as Russia's Black Sea Fleet has faced frequent attacks from Ukrainian forces in recent weeks. The Israeli military said that it has launched a new operation in Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. An army spokesperson said that Hamas fighters have regrouped inside the hospital. He added that they are using the compound to coordinate attacks against Israeli soldiers. Reports say that the heavy gunfire could be heard around the hospital. Gaza's health ministry has reportedly said that a fire had broken out at the entrance of the complex. Displaced women and children taking shelter in the facility are reportedly facing suffocation due to this. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem yesterday. Scholz said that he spoke to Netanyahu about providing humanitarian aid to Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. In a joint news conference, Scholz said, and I quote, "We cannot stand by and watch Palestinians risk starvation. That is not us." Aid agencies say that Gaza's population is on the brink of a famine. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu railed against growing criticism from the US against his leadership. In an interview, Netanyahu blasted a US Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. This was for Schumer's recent comments calling for fresh elections in Israel. Netanyahu said that Schumer's comments were inappropriate. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken met his South Korean counterpart Tae-Yul this morning in Seoul. Blinken and Cho had a lunch meeting at South Korea's foreign ministry. During the visit, Blinken is expected to discuss bilateral issues, including ways to strengthen the South Korea-US alliance. Amid Blinken's visit to Seoul, North Korea fired multiple short-range ballistic missiles. South Korean officials said that the missiles were fired to the east of the Korean peninsula. They added that the launches were a clear provocation that threatened peace in the region. Seoul added that it will be ready to repel any provocations by Pyongyang. Meanwhile, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida also condemned North Korea after the missile launch. Speaking in Japan's parliament, Kishida said that Pyongyang's actions threatened peace and security in the region. North Korea's military has been conducting numerous military exercises in recent weeks. The country's leader Kim Jong-un has ordered the military to accelerate war preparations. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi held a bilateral meeting with his counterpart in New Zealand, Winston Peters. The meeting took place in Wellington today. Wang is on a 5-day official visit to New Zealand and Australia. He will travel to Australia on Wednesday. This will be the first visit by a Chinese foreign minister to Australia since 2017. There he is scheduled to meet his Australian counterpart Penny Wong and hold a meeting with business leaders in Canberra. India and the Maldives held a meeting yesterday. They reviewed the ongoing withdrawal process of the Indian military personnel from the island nation. Malé said that the second group of military personnel will leave by April 10th. They're being replaced by civilian experts from India. Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu had earlier set a March 10th deadline for the withdrawal of the first group of Indian troops. Vietnam's parliament will reportedly meet on Thursday this week. Reports say the meeting has been called to discuss personnel issues. This comes amid speculation of a reshuffle of the country's top leadership. The possible resignation of the country's president, Vo Van Thuong, may be one of the personnel issues the parliament discusses. Venezuela's ruling Socialist Party has said that President Nicolas Maduro will stand for re-election. He is seeking to secure another 6-year term in office. However, recent polls show that only about 14% of Venezuelan citizens plan to vote for Maduro. The support for the disqualified opposition candidate, Maria Corina Machado, stands at about 54.5%. Now on to climate news. Multiple forest fires have erupted in China's Sichuan province. Over 3,000 people from about 11 affected villages were evacuated to safety shelters. Hundreds of firefighters with over 26,000 pieces of equipment have been deployed to battle the blaze. The authorities blame the fire on the ongoing dry weather, combustible vegetation and strong winds. Meanwhile, in India, a massive forest fire broke out in Jammu and Kashmir's Zabarwan range. According to reports, a fire has engulfed a large portion of the forest. Black smoke and flames were seen rising from the site of the fire. The Zabarwan range is a popular hiking destination in India. Residents of Brazil experienced a severe heat over the weekend. Most of the country was put on high alert by the government. Authorities issued the alert to over 1,000 municipalities. Meteorologists said that the temperatures felt like it was over 60 degrees Celsius. A volcano erupted in southwest Iceland over the weekend. According to the Icelandic Meteorological Office, the eruption fissure was approximately 3 kilometers long. The nearby fishing town of Grindavik, with about 4,000 residents, was immediately evacuated after the eruption. This is the fourth time the volcano has erupted since December 2023. Northern Australia is bracing for the impact of the incoming tropical cyclone Megan. The storm will make landfall this week. Storm Megan is a Category 2 cyclone and may cause significant damage to houses and shops. Australia is reeling under the El Niño weather phenomenon, which is causing extreme weather events. A new report says that the UK is unable to cut greenhouse gas emissions effectively because of the slow adoption of heat pumps. This report is by a parliamentary climate watchdog. Britain's 28 million home heating sector accounts for about 18% of the country's greenhouse gas emissions. The government wants to fix this by replacing all gas boilers with electricity-driven heat pumps. The Baudo River in northwest Colombia has overflowed, causing chaos in the region. Thousands of people in the Alto Baudo and Medio Baudo regions were stranded due to the floodwater. People suffered significant losses, with their homes and crops sustaining severe damage. On to business and tech news. Taiwanese chipmaker TSMC is looking to expand its presence in Japan. The firm is reportedly exploring the possibility of building an advanced chip packaging facility in the country. Just last month, TSMC inaugurated its first plant in Japan's southern island of Kyushu. Now it is also building a second factory in the same region. Korean Airlines is reportedly close to placing a large order with plane maker Airbus. South Korea's largest carrier plans to buy 20 A350 jets. The order will also include Airbus A321neo planes. Korean Airlines had placed an order for 20 A321neo jets last October as well. Ride-hailing firm Uber has agreed to pay $178 million to settle a lawsuit in Australia. The lawsuit was brought by over 8,000 taxi operators and drivers in the country. The taxi drivers allege that they have suffered substantial financial losses since Uber started services in the country. Chinese electric vehicle maker XPeng has announced plans to launch affordable car brands. The firm plans to launch EVs priced between $14,000 and $21,000. This is significantly below the current price of a premium electric car in China, which starts at around $30,000. XPeng has said that it will launch the budget car models within the next month. China's EV makers are actively reducing car prices to survive intense competition in the market. Meanwhile, electric car giant Tesla has raised prices for all its Model Y cars in the US. Starting next month, the price of all Model Ys will rise by $1,000. The firm had already raised the prices of certain Model Ys earlier this month. This is a price rebound as Tesla has slashed prices in the US and Europe this February. Elon Musk's SpaceX is reportedly building a network of spy satellites for a US intelligence agency. The network is being built by the company's Starshield business unit. This is part of a $1.8 billion contract signed between the firm and the US Department of Defense in 2021. Reports say Apple is considering adding Google's artificial intelligence chatbot Gemini to its iPhones. This comes even as Apple is preparing its new iOS 18 based on a homegrown AI model. However, the firm is seeking a partner to power generative AI features. Generative AI is capable of generating text, images, or other data through user prompts. Prosecutors in the U.S. state of Virginia are reportedly probing Meta Platforms. The prosecutors want to know if the social media giant facilitated and profited from illicit drug sales. As per the report, a summons was issued to Meta under the case last year. The firm has now been asked to submit records related to the sale of illicit drugs on its platforms. According to a report, the initial public offering of social media firm Reddit has been oversubscribed. This means Reddit's IPO has received about 5 times more applications from investors compared to the shares being offered. This is expected to help the firm reach its desired valuation of $6.5 billion during the listing. Reddit's shares are set to debut on the New York Stock Exchange this Wednesday. Sony has reportedly stopped the production of its virtual reality headset, the PSVR 2. The production has been halted until the firm clears old, unsold units. Reports say that the sale of the VR headset has been slow since its launch last year, and stocks are piling up. Moving to sports. In cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore, or RCB, have won their first Women's Indian Premier League title. They defeated Delhi Capitals yesterday by 8 wickets in the final. Delhi were bowled out for 113 in the 19th over, with RCB pacer Shreyanka Patil taking 4 for 12. Australian all-rounder Elise Perry's unbeaten 35 helped RCB lift the trophy. Former Indian batter Mohammad Kaif has stirred up a controversy. He has opened a debate around the cricket pitch in the 2023 ODI World Cup final. He has accused skipper Rohit Sharma and coach Rahul Dravid of trying to doctor the pitch. Kaif said that the two went overboard in tampering with the field, which backfired. India lost the World Cup final to Australia after having won all the previous matches in the tournament. India's Shreyas Iyer has been declared fit to play for the IPL franchise Kolkata Knight Riders, or KKR. Iyer, who captains KKR, was advised against lunging too much while playing. He has been dealing with recurrent back spasms lately. Iyer was forced to sit out the last 2 days of the Ranji Trophy final for the same reason. Afghanistan beat Ireland by 10 runs in the second T20 international match yesterday. Ireland took 4 wickets by the 4th over while giving away only 14 runs. But Mohammad Nabi rescued the Afghans with his knock of 59. The 3-match series is now level at 1-all, so the third match will prove to be the decider. In football, Manchester United beat Liverpool 4-3 in a thriller of an FA Cup quarter-final yesterday. The match was tied at 2-2 at the end of 90 minutes after a late equaliser from United's Antony. Liverpool were on the verge of winning after a stoppage-time goal through Harvey Elliott. But then, United levelled again through Marcus Rashford before Amad Diallo sealed the win for the Red Devils. Barcelona secured a 3-0 win over Atletico Madrid in yesterday's La Liga match. Joao Felix opened the scoring in the 38th minute via an assist by Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski extended Barca's lead to 2-0 just 2 minutes after half-time. The final goal came from Fermin Lopez in the 65th minute. With the win, Barcelona are now second in La Liga. Violence erupted after a Turkish league match between Trabzonspor and Fenerbahce. Trabzonspor fans stormed the pitch following the club's 2-3 loss on their home turf. Images showed fans charging towards Fenerbahce players. Turkey's interior minister has opened an investigation into the incident. In tennis, men's world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz has successfully won his second straight Indian Wells title. He beat Daniil Medvedev 7-6, 6-1 in the final to lift the trophy. With the win, Alcaraz became the first man to successfully defend an Indian Wells title in 8 years. He's also just the second man ever to win 5 Masters 1000 titles before turning 21. Women's world number 1 Iga Świątek also won her second Indian Wells title. In a repeat of the 2022 final, she crushed Maria Sakkari 6-4, 6-0 in straight sets. This is Świątek's 8th WTA 1000 trophy of her career and second victory of 2024. She will now head to the Miami Open. In hockey, Team India has roped in Dutch goalkeeping coach Dennis van der Poel to help prepare for the 2024 Olympics. The Dutchman will guide the Indian men's hockey team at the ongoing national coaching camp, which is being held in the Indian city of Bhubaneswar. He will be working closely with India's PR Sri Jayesh, Krishan Pathak and Suraj Karkera. In entertainment news, in the 55th NAACP Image Awards, they took place over the weekend. The film The Color Purple dominated the ceremony. It started off by bagging the award for Outstanding Motion Picture. This was followed by the film's female lead, Fantasia Barrino, winning the award for Outstanding Actress. The award for Outstanding Ensemble Cast was also taken home by The Color Purple. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse won the award for Outstanding Animated Motion Picture. Meanwhile, in the television and streaming categories, Abbott Elementary won the NAACP award for Outstanding Comedy Series, with actor Quinta Brunson bagging the award for Outstanding Actress. Queen Charlotte: A Bridgerton Story took home the Outstanding Drama Series award. The drama's female lead, India Ria Amartifeo, also bagged an award for her performance. Invisible Beauty was felicitated with the Best Outstanding Documentary Award. Dune Part 2 has earned over $495 million at the global box office. The film earned $208 million in North America and about $289 million in other regions. The film features Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya in pivotal roles. Dune Part 2 opened in theaters this month. Meanwhile, Kung Fu Panda 4 has crossed the $100 million mark in North America. The movie's global collections currently stand at approximately $176 million. The film is being screened at over 4,000 locations. The film centers around the panda Po, who trains to become the spiritual leader of a village. Kung Fu Panda 4 released on the 15th of March. Actors generally meet to mingle when they do films together, but J.K. Simmons is an exception. The Spider-Man actor revealed in an interview that he has never met Tom Holland. It is strange but true that the actor who played the lead role in Simmons' film never crossed paths. Simmons admitted that people are taken aback when he talks about this. Singer Shakira, in an interview, revealed that she prioritized her relationship with Gerard Piqué over her career. Shakira said that she put her career on hold to help Piqué with FC Barcelona. She let go of significant career opportunities to be at Piqué's side when he played football. The former couple started dating in 2011 and have 2 sons together. They announced their separation in 2022. A new wax figure of singer Dua Lipa was unveiled at the Madame Tussauds Museum in the US city of Orlando. The statue is a tribute to her iconic look from the Future Nostalgia Tour. The museum called the statue a love letter to the singer, who helped uplift the spirits of people during the pandemic. This is the second statue of the singer in the museum chain, with the first one in New York. The screening party of London's biggest Eurovision Song Contest was cancelled due to Israel's participation in the competition. The organisers took a collective decision not to screen the finals of the contest. The music contest is organised by the European Broadcasting Union. Singer Reba McEntire has set the record straight about the rumors of bad blood between her and Taylor Swift. She took to Instagram and urged her followers to not believe everything on the internet. McEntire called Taylor a wonderful artist and a strong role model. This comes after a post went viral on social media stating that McEntire called Taylor Swift an entitled little brat. A new line of figurines has been unveiled honoring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The warrior turtles in half shell are one of the most popular cartoon series from 1987. The characters of Leonardo and Michelangelo will first be available in the market. The studio which created the characters said they wanted to re-energize the nostalgia. That's all for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.